Hello readers, and thank you for joining me for another phonics lesson. This week, we've been looking at inflectional endings, and of course we've already determined that is not phonics, it's really English or grammar, but we're going to start with some English and grammar, but we are going to get to the inflectional endings, so I want to let you know that up front. As we get started, I do want to go ahead and start with a brief, quick phonics review. Just to keep things fresh in our brain so that we don't lose our good skills that we've been learning and practicing the past couple of years. So first, let's go over some of we're going to do R-controlled vowels this week or today for a quick review. We know OAR says or, that's right. ORE says or. OR says or. And AR says R. Hopefully you didn't say or. I didn't trick you on that. But it's the only one that's going to be a different sound. OAR, ORE, and OR, all three make the same sound. Or. So let's go ahead and get started with a quick review, and then we'll get into inflected endings. Are you ready? Let's get started. Sound. Sound. R. Put that together. Farm. Put that together. Farm. Sound. B. Sound. Or. Put that together. Born. Put that together. Born. Sound. R. Sound. Or. Put that together. Roar. Sound. T. Sound. Or. Put that together. Tour. Sound. Sh. Sound. R. Put that together. Shark. Our new word is shark. Very good. Sound. Th. Sound. Or. Put that together. Thorn. Put it together. Thorn. Very good. Sound. B. Sound. Or. Put that together. Board. Board. And last, sound. Ch. Sound. Or. When you put that together, chore. Very good. All right, let's review some sounds we've already learned this week. Some of these we practiced today are blends to st, nt, ter, nk, ch. And we know ed makes three sounds. It says d, id, t, u, a, e, o. Now, let's get to our inflected endings. We're going to do some practice. Again, we're going to go over our rules. Now, this is lesson 3, so we are going to move to verbs, but I'm still going to go over all the rules because I want them to stick in our brains. Feel free to read them with me if you'd like. For nouns, if a word ends in S, SS, SH, CH, X, or Z, or a consonant plus an O, you add ES. For almost all other nouns, just add an S to make it plural. When a word has a consonant before the letter Y, you remove the Y and you replace it with an IES. Here's an example. A box is in the kitchen. Box ends with X, kind of a hiss sound, and we know we're going to add ES. So it becomes boxes. Some boxes are in the kitchen. All right. And for verbs, and really this has to know, depends on what the subject is. If the subject of the sentence is plural or is it singular, that will impact how we use the S, the ES, and the IES. So for verbs, when we have to change it, when it ends in CH, SS, SH, X, or ZZ, we add ES, much like the noun rules. When the verb ends in a consonant plus a Y, we change the Y to I and add ES. But when the verb ends in a vowel plus Y, we just add an S. We're okay. A general rule, need to fix that, might be that when you might say that when the subject is singular and does not end in the letter S, the verb usually will. If the subject is plural and does not end in the letter S, the verb will not. And we can see that here. The cat runs across the street. The cats run across the street. One ends in S and the verb doesn't. This subject does not end in S and the verb does. All right, you ready? Let's get started. For some practice, see if you can figure out which way to change the verb. I'm going to move myself up so you can see all the rules. We see the word dance. Whoops. And that becomes dances. Whoop, gave you the answer real quick. And because it does not meet any of the SSCH or any of those, so we just have to add an S to the end. What about miss? I see the SS there, which means we do what? Add ES. M-I-S-S-E-S. Next we have the word copy. Ends with a consonant and a Y. This says if it ends in a consonant and a Y, we change the Y to I and we add ES. So how would we spell it? C-O-P-I-E-S. See that Y became an I. Now, let's see if you can figure out which one to use in a sentence. Which one would be correct? She blanked the door to the shed. She opens the door to the shed. Which one would we use? Opens, O-P-E-N-S, because that doesn't have any special ending to the word. What about this one? He mixes up the cake batter. Which mixes would we use? M-I-X-E-S. It ends with an X, and we know when it ends in an X, we add ES. He studies for his upcoming math test. I hope you do too. Which studies would we use? We know that study ends with a consonant and a Y, so what would we do? We'd add IES. Studies, S-T-U-D-I-E-S. However, I want to throw this one in here just to see if you're paying attention. They blank for their upcoming math test. Which one would we choose? They is a plural noun. And when the noun is plural, we don't have to do anything to the word. And we just keep the word study. So sometimes the word does just change the same. Just like we said in the rules, if the subject is plural, usually the verb does not end in S. All right, I put that one in there to trick you and to remind you, don't forget that one little rule. All right, thanks for sticking with me to the end. Until next time, happy reading.